Hello everyone, welcome back. It's been so long since I filmed a reading for YouTube. I do hope you guys are doing well and tons of positive shifts have entered your lives. Well, I'm not going to prolong this introduction, so let's head on to what today's reading is all about. So for today's reading, we have what type of light worker are you? Light workers, for those who don't know, are people who has and uses their abilities, may it be intuitive, guidance, healing, in order to raise the vibration of the planet. Or in other words, people who ignite their internal light in order to bring radiance and raise the spiritual frequency within others. I do believe that light workers are not only those who have undergone spiritual work, because I do think everyone can be a light worker. We just have to tap into our potential. So here we see the cards. We have pile 1, we have pile 2, and we have pile 3. Take your time in choosing which pile is calling out to you the most, and please keep in mind that not everything is set in stone and we all have the ability to change and create our own reality. And I am just here to bring messages as well as guidance. So then I'll see you guys in your reading. Welcome, pile number 1, and this is your reading. So what type of light worker are you? So first we are going to clear the air with my mini abanico fan. This is a traditional fan here in the Philippines. It's woven palm leaves. I have a mini version, so let's fan to clear the air for pile 1. Also, I'm sorry if you guys can hear the dogs barking in the background. They get excited during times like this. I don't know. So with that said, with the dogs barking, I do think that's a sign that animals are very drawn to you, pile number 1. I do feel like you have this this mystical pull that causes animals, especially dogs, or any kind of animals to naturally gravitate towards you, because you have such a healing energy, you have such a compassionate energy, and just one look at you, animals would feel like they could trust you wholeheartedly. So now let's dive into your tarot cards first, then we will head on to your oracle cards. So first we have 2 of Cups, then we have Queen of Torches, Queen of Wands, in other words. Okay, pile 1. Like I said, there is this compassionate energy that could be felt from miles away from you, okay? Like I said, it's so radiant to the point that this is one of your charismatic qualities. Like, you guys can have a lot of people that told you that you're so charming, you're so charismatic, and so on and so forth, and that is because you are a very compassionate person. You have a strong heart chakra that people tend to open up to you the first time they meet you. And I think that's your type of light worker energy, someone who can raise the heart frequency of another person, because you have such a high vibrational frequency, and you have a very pure heart chakra is what I'm hearing. Another thing that I'm seeing from all the warm colors here, we have one girl wearing red and one girl wearing pink, and then we have the Queen of Wands with flames in the background. And I do think that this signifies how passionate you are with the things that you do. And I think that when it comes to the things that you do, you don't see this as a selfish act. It's more like you're seeing this as your service to the planet Earth, as your service to the people. And I think when people see you, when people watch you do your own thing, you kind of like cause them to also want to do the same thing that you are doing. That's how inspiring you are to them. You were like a crackling fire. You're like a spark to them. Okay, you light up a spark within them that almost inspires them to tap into their full potential. And it's really interesting because we have fire, and fire is like fiery, feisty, and out there. But I don't think you can be that way. That can resonate for some. But what I'm sensing is that this fire is brightly burning, but at the same time, it's silent, it's gentle, it's almost inviting, and it's like that part in the flame that you play with as a child, but it doesn't hurt you. That's how people see you. That's how people see your light, okay? They're like a moth to a flame when it comes to you. Now let's head on to your next tarot card. We have the Ace of Cups. Exactly. You are someone who's overflowing with so much love, and people think, you make people wonder, like, how can you give so much to the planet? How can you give so much to people? How can you be so loving and not be drained, drained from how much you're giving? And that is because you always make sure that your cup is filled first before you provide to other people, before you give to other people. And you make sure that whenever you do this, you're not giving everything. You're giving everything of you, but you know where to draw the line. You don't sacrifice yourself just for the sake of others. In a like no boundary type of way. You have strong boundaries, pile one. This is what I'm seeing, but at the same time, you are very connected to everyone. And this is giving me the feeling that you guys are some type of light workers who are expert in healing. I'm just flipping the paper here so I can read to you guys the description of healers. So healers, you guys already know what healers are. They have strong intuitive abilities. You guys have strong intuitive abilities. You have strong empathetic. You're very empathetic, and you may notice people open up to you a lot because they think of you as someone who always see the best in people, and through that you also cause them to see the best in themselves. That's why it's almost addicting to talk to you, pile number one, because of how loving your energy is. You know what, pile one, I also see you guys as someone who is protective. Your type of protective energy is silent, it's not loud. You don't have to make it, like, announce it to the world. It's just one look at you, one glance at you, people would automatically think that you are a protective person. And when it comes to your loved ones, you don't play around. Or when it comes to people who you stand for, you will truly defend them for who they are. And you are a very righteous person. That's what I can sense. And you also give a sense to people that they're never alone in their journey. As we can see here, we have the Ace of Cups with a tiny person inside the cup. And we also have the Two of Cups right here. You are people's, they turn to you for guidance, and when they get a feeling of your love, and they get a taste of like a little bit of your love. They would like to drown in it. People would love to drown in your love. It's just so lighthearted. It's just so healing. It's like going to a vacation in a tropical place, you know, just submerged in the sea, or like swimming in the ocean, you know, after a long stressful semester in school, or like you know, a very tasking workplace. That is the feeling that you give to people. Okay, and I'm also hearing that healing, that water can be a healing, can be a recharging factor, recharging element for you, pile number one. So if you ever feel drained, you can go to a body of water, immerse yourself, you know, feel the coolness and the flow of the tide. But if you don't have access for that for now, or you are somewhere landlocked, you can always turn to showers, you know. In our oh, I'm stuttering so much, excuse me. You can always turn to your daily showers and stuff like that to always cleanse your energy, because the way that you provide to people, your service to people, even though you unintentionally do it, it's very magnetic. Your energy is very magnetic. The people just naturally gravitate to you, and most of the time their energy would stick to you. And sensing how sensitive you are, you're a very sensitive person, you might mistake this as your own energy. So always clear your energy, cleanse your aura, so you wouldn't confuse yourself. All right. Oh, also one thing about healers, light workers, that focuses in healing, they tap into their fullest potential when they are healed themselves. You know, even though when they're not healed, even though when they're not fully healed or done, they haven't done their spiritual work yet. Pile number one, you guys are the type of light workers that still has the ability to heal, okay? But it's different when you've done the work yourself. It's a more powerful energy that you create. It's a more, you know, it's a more powerful healing aura that you emit. Now, moving on to your last tarot card, we have the Chariot upright. Okay, so the Chariot upright, the Chariot here, the way that you give people your advice, the way that you understand them, you reassure them that you understand them, and that they're never alone in their journey, that they can always turn to you when they are in need of someone, of guidance. You help them move forward. You help them move forward no matter how hard the obstacle seems. Okay, so before coming to you, people would be like, you know what, it's over for me, I can't go on anymore, you know, I just want to give up. But after talking to you, you relight that passion and drive within these people, and you give these people strength. And you know, it's like the little push that they need in order to keep going, and through that they find their own power, you know. I don't really see that you're someone who's codependent, or you cause these people to be codependent. It's the other way around, actually. Like I said, you just give them a little push and they find their own power. You know, that's how healing your energy is. Yeah, I do think that, you know, the little push thing is very accurate, because we have here this one. It's like when people are still beginning in their journey, spiritual journey, or whatever journey they want to begin with, you are there to give them a light push. You're there to give them a little pat in the back, a pep talk, a gentle pep talk, and then they're there reaching for their fullest potential, you know, dreaming of bigger things in life and actually working hard to achieve that. Now let's dive into your oracle cards. We have 6 cards here. Let's first start with your starseed cards. Forge, don't follow. I'm gonna put this near the Chariot because that's very they resonate well with each other. We have Hireth, longing for home, homesick for the stars. It's not focusing. Here we go. And then we have empathic starseed. You have strong empathy for people that no matter who they are, even when they're enemy or even when they are people who wronged you, you always understand them. You always put yourself in their shoes. Like why did they do that? Why would they do such a negative thing? Why would they say such a mean thing? You know, but you have the tendency to understand where they're coming from, but that doesn't mean that you justify what they're doing, because you know what wrong is wrong and what's right is right. It's just that you have this capability to understand why they did that. Like, what are those behavior, where did those behaviors stem from? And through that, you understand people more, and you don't take things personally. And this helps you to become a more powerful healer, you know, being aware that to not take things personally, that most of the time what people are saying behind your back, especially the negative things, are just projection, you know. I forgot to read the words underneath. We have energetic sovereignty and absorbing what's not yours, which I already said a while ago when I told you guys that it's really important to clear your energy, to cleanse your aura every time people come to you, you know, especially when their energy or what they are dumping, the emotional, you know, whatever emotions they are dumping are heavy. Because sometimes you may feel like that you're feeling your own emotions, but truth is it's not, you know. So you have to be aware, you have to be conscious, what emotions are you really feeling and what emotions are not yours. So you have to purge that. All right. See, also I can see that this is kind of like a portal, you know, this one, because if it was a mirror there would be a reflection. So this is more like a portal to me. Now your heart energy, your energy, your the loving aspects within you and how you approach people, it's almost like you're acting as a portal to them, a portal for them to themselves, to their, you know, their own side that are loving, that are like you, where you are now, you know, where you are tapped in, you serve as a portal for them to themselves. Now we also have longing for home, homesick for the stars. I'm not sure, but I'm hearing that you guys may have a starseed origin from Venusian. You can be a star. You may have Venusian origins or Andromedan origins. I'm gonna do another reading for that next time, but you know, that's the thing that I can only tell you guys for now. That's what I heard. We also have forge, don't follow. I also stated a while ago that you don't really encourage codependency within people. Oops, sorry. You don't encourage codependency within people. It's more like you helping them find their power and tap into that power. Just give them a little push and they're good to go. That's what I can see. I also think that you guys had a past where people took advantage of how nurturing you are, how understanding you are, before tapping into your fullest potential, before realizing your own power. I feel like you guys had a past where people did not respect that side of you. Okay, they might have thought of you as somebody weak. They might have undermined you because of that personality of yours. And I don't know, I'm feeling like they used you for their own advantage, almost like they were controlling you to tell you to do something. I can't really pinpoint what it is, but it's a nasty energy. That's what I can sense. But now, after tapping into your fullest potential, after awakening, you become somebody who stands up for yourself, you know, not in an aggressive way. I don't really see you as somebody aggressive. This is a very gentle energy. This is a nurturing energy. It's like you fight darkness with love and more love and more love, you know, until you shine light on that darkness. That's what I can see, the type of leadership that you exude. You're not somebody who's tough love. You are a gentle love. You are a nurturing love, almost like a younger sister to an older sister is what I'm hearing. You always see what suffering people are carrying on their shoulders. You know, you you have a very strong intuition when it comes to people suffering. Be the leader you wish you had. I feel like you once looked up to a person who had a very rocky personality. Someone who is not like you, someone who's tough love, you know, someone who's harsh, who's not gentle with their words. They harm people, but they were a good leader in your eyes. That's why you once looked up to them. But when you realized that, hey, that's not right, you became your own leader. You became your own compass. And now that you know how that feels like, how that felt like, being pushed around, you serve as a type of leader to people who don't do the same thing that was done to you. Okay, now moving on to your other oracle cards, we have heart chakra. The frequency of the heart chakra, the green flower of life, supports the capacity to love deeply and unconditionally. Its healing properties harmonize the mind and the body. Like I said, you guys have a very pure heart chakra. Now that I said that, I heard that you guys should work on your root chakra too, you know, grounding energy. So there is also here flower of life. Planet Venus has this they rotate. Planet Venus rotates in a flowery motion. You know, they complete it. Planet Venus has this flower they're completing with every one rotation, and that's why I said a while ago that you guys may have Venusian origins. So look into that, guys. There might be answers that you would unlock. And then we have change. The frequency of change supports our ability to gracefully dance with the forever changing nature of reality, both inward and outward, so that we can appreciate the sweet release of the old and the birth of the new. And then the last one would be synergy. The frequency of synergy supports our allowance and acceptance of not so obvious, never seen before combinations and unions that result in the new ways of functioning, working, thinking, relating, loving, and being. It reminds us to embrace the unfamiliar so that the new yet exciting co-creations can give birth to a new reality. With this pile number 1, I also believe that you guys are also experts in transmuting, so that might be another type of light worker you are, transmuters. So these are light workers who have the ability to transmute energy from positive to negative. They release the old energy and birth to a new energy. You know, it's almost like alchemy. And I feel like you often undergo through change that you're not really afraid of the idea of change anymore. You understand that this is the cycle of life. In order to make room for the new, old ones must be released. And I think that is why your heart is so big. There's so much space in your heart because you know how to transmute energy. You know how to alchemize energy. And through this ability, you pile 1, you know how to transmute, you know how to alchemize a soulless world into a sacred world, inner world within people, and not only within people, but most especially in yourself. And with words like inward and outward, it's like you always work on yourself, your inner world. That is why when it comes to the exterior part of you, you glow much more brighter in people's eyes. Yes. So you guys are transmuters and healers. That's very nice. It's a loving energy. It's accepting. It's a warm hug. It's a warm embrace that everyone in this planet is what everyone looking for. You know, just a hug, just a warm energy that they can sit with and talk and to their heart's content. But like I said, pile 1, always remember to put boundaries and never let those boundaries waver, because you know that could this ability could also harm you if you're not careful. Especially there are people out there who is, you know, people who still haven't woken up, people who always have the intention to spiritually attack people, you know. So that is all I'm seeing for you, pile 1. Thank you for coming to this reading, and I'm hoping to see you guys in the next one. Bye. Welcome, pile 2, to your reading. So let's see what type of light workers are you. Now we're gonna begin with clearing the air with my mini fan. Clearing the air for pile 2. Let's set it down here. So we're gonna go ahead with your tarot cards and then followed by your oracle cards. So let's see what type of light workers are my pile 2s. We have the first card, 7 of Torches, 7 of Wands, reverse, we have death, upright. From the death card alone, I can sense, pile 2, that you are people who have undergone through multiple deaths and rebirths. This pile has a very transformative energy, and it tells me that you guys may be a transmuter type of light workers from the word itself. Transmuter or light workers that has the ability to transmute energy from positive to negative. So you guys are expert in alchemy, and I think something that pushed you guys to do this, to go through rebirth, is because you're fed up with life. You're fed up with things that are happening in your life. And I feel like you guys are someone who has carried so much burden that one day you woke up and you decided that, you know what, I can't take this anymore. I need to do something. You know, I'm sick of people taking advantage of me. I'm sick of this always happening to me. So you guys took matters in your own hands, and you went through this cycle of death and rebirth, and it's not easy. It wasn't easy for you guys. You've encountered so many challenges. You've crossed so many seas with different currents, and you're still here, you know. And I think pile 2, you have a very strong energy. Like, I'm getting goosebumps right now from just saying that. So this is a very, very strong confirmation that you guys are very strong, very brave. You have so much courage within you that from going through, you know, rebirth, this has trained you, pile 2, to be more courageous when it comes to facing anything in life. It's like a grounding energy. You have mastered not only replacing those thoughts with positive ones and attracting what really is, attracting what you thought, you know, with that positive thinking, attracting your desired outcome. Not only that, but you have also perfected grounding, being in the now. Unlike pile 1, it was a more gentle energy. It was a more like sociable energy. It was a fluffy energy. This pile 2, you have a more fiery energy. You have a warrior energy. That's what I'm trying to say. You have a warrior type of energy that this has earned you so much respect from people. And through that, you may find people relying to you, you know, almost like, oh no, protect me, you know, you're the strongest person I know here, you're the bravest person I know here. That's the kind of energy that you exude, you know. That's the kind of feeling you give people. They rely on you a lot. People rely on you a lot, especially your friends. I feel like when somebody tries to poke at them, they look to you. They turn to you to poke at those people back, you know. But you don't necessarily do it in an aggressive way. I don't see you guys as aggressive, but I do feel like your anger is silent, and the way you talk is intimidating in a good way. It's powerful. Your words have power in them. You know what, with this, I also think you guys are the type of light workers who are manifestors. You know, you use energy. When you transmute positive energy, negative energy to positive energy, rather, when you transmute negative energy to positive energy, this would give you the higher chance to attract what you want, whatever you want. This ability causes you to be a powerful manifester. With a wand right here, with a suit of wands right here, I do think you guys are a powerful manifester. You know, the magician may not be in your pile, but I do sense a magician type of energy. Someone who is very expert in alchemy in terms of spiritual. Now, moving on to your next card, we have Queen of Swords. Wow, you guys, I would not cross you. I wouldn't dare cross you. Pile 2. Because, you know, with the sharp objects here. But they're all facing you. You know how, I mean, not facing you, but this side, the death card is holding is facing you, and the Queen of Swords is upright. Like I said, you guys, your words have power. Your words are very, very powerful. They hold so much weight in them that when people try to wrong you, try to talk to you in a disrespectful manner, you always pick the right words, but at the same time, this puts them in their place. You can tell them the harshest thing they've ever heard in their whole life, the most heartbreaking and ego-shattering statement that they've ever heard in their whole life, but you have this capacity, you have this ability to hold yourself back, because before you talk, you always think that, you know, is this necessary to say? Is this really, you know, would this make things better? It's almost like you know that your words are powerful. In the eyes of the universe, your words have weight in them. Like everything, the world, the universe is closely listening to you. Is listening to every single word that you said. That's how powerful your words are. Pile number 2. Wow, and I also think that you guys most of the time are in your head with the Queen of Swords here. So I'm hearing that with your grounding energy, with your mastery in grounding, when you feel like you're in your head a lot, put that into good use, you know, because this could be destructive if it's not addressed earlier, you know, as soon, I mean. Now we have the Prince of Torches. That is the page, I think. Hold on. Let me see. Prince of Torches right there. It's like you're charging towards whatever it is, you know, blocking you from reaching your desired reality, you know, your goal. With this pile number 2, like I said, you guys are warriors, but before your rebirth, this rebirth, before your rebirth, I feel like you guys you have always been a warrior. You know, ever since you were children, you guys were a warrior type of energy. Always charging, always so authoritative, always so commanding. And I feel like it wasn't in a good way before. You may have been kind of harsh before, but you know, after your rebirth, I feel like you know your effect on people, and despite your Despite your fiery exterior, despite your warrior type of exterior and reputation, reputation, you always think that not everything about the person, that you don't know everything about that person. You don't know their suffering. You don't know why are they projecting. It could be they suffered so much in their whole life and that's the way they coped, you know? I feel like you always put that in mind before you start attacking people. Not attacking, but let's just say putting them in their place when they disrespect you or when they disrespect someone that you love. You know what? I'm seeing a lot of cards, other cards that are not here on the table, like Tower, and I feel like you guys had a Tower moment before you went through a rebirth. And a Tower moment is always like everything is like crumbling down, but it's actually a blessing in disguise. It's just you purging whatever it is that you don't need in your life in order to rebuild a better foundation, a healthier foundation. And I feel like that foundation began within you. You know, you really did the work, pile number 2. You really went and dive in to the very root, your very roots, and started to weed yourself out. Okay? That's what I'm sensing. A very powerful energy, a very strong energy, out there energy even. Okay. Now, moving on to your oracle cards, we have Earth pulsing, pulse of mother, the mother, slow down, time in nature. You got the love. Hadarian energy, codependency, boundaries. Deep cellular healing. Ooh, Arcturus. Arcturus energy, physical and emotional healing. I can't really tell what starseed origins you guys have, but it could be possible that it's already here in the cards. Arcturus I know very well, but Hadarian energy I don't really know much, so I'm not going to dive into that. But, okay, moving on. You guys, you know what? Like I said, you guys have a very powerful energy. From where you are in the spiritual healing journey, I feel like if you keep going now, you may possibly unlock the type of light worker. You might master the grid worker type of light worker. And grid workers they actually work on the gateways of the earth, and it's most of the time they work as a team. You know, they find their spiritual team and, you know, they do the work. So grid workers, they can tap into Earth's ley lines, and ley lines are places in our planet that have been associated with energy fields, spirits, shamanic landscapes, very high vibrational places. The grid workers, they can tap into very high vibrational places. So these are light workers who can tap into Earth's nervous system. And grid workers, they highly believe that Mother Earth has chakra. You know, all throughout our planet Earth there is chakra, and they work through the guidance of Mother Earth. And yeah, that's all I know about grid workers actually. You guys can look into that. You know, it's a very interesting read. And yeah, you guys, I think that if you keep going now, you guys have a high chance of unlocking this ability. Now, you got the love. Despite your tough exterior, pile number 2, you have a lot of people that love you, you know? I feel like people know how much hardship you guys went through, and because of that, they empathize so much with you. They find things in you that they relate to, and they feel like they're not alone. That's why they turn to you. But other than that, pile 2, I feel like despite your tough exterior, you have a very loving energy. It's a tough love, but it's still loving. It's a tough love that is not aggressive, not like a love in disguise. You just want to bully the person. It's not like that. It doesn't have any bullying type of energy. It's just tough love. You can be stern, you might be strict, but like it's just you. Okay, I'm also hearing that don't be too hard on yourselves, guys. I feel like pile number 2, you guys, most of the time you can be hard on yourselves, and universe, spirit is saying that you don't deserve any of that. Like, haven't you gone through enough? So guys, learn how to like I said, like the card said, slow down. Learn how to empathize with yourself as well. Be compassionate to yourself as well. We also have deep cellular healing, physical and emotional healing. Yeah, you really did the deep work. I feel like you guys are continuing to do shadow work up to now. Moving on to your last oracle cards, we have perception. The frequency of perception supports your natural curiosity, moving us beyond our comfort zone to find the edges of what we perceive as real and to take a good, hard, deep look at it. We have remembrance. The frequency of remembrance supports your memory of everything that we have gone through as a soul and body, providing us with valuable information and tools to flow gracefully with and in this life. And then lastly, surprisingly, we have alchemy. The frequency of alchemy activates our magical ability and remembrance of the magic that we all hold inside. Each one of us has the potential to access the ancient knowledge that allowed the true alchemists to perform the miracles of transmutation. Yes, you guys are transmuters. You guys are manifestors. You guys, pile number 2, I feel like grid working is a very big thing in your life. With remembrance here, I feel like if you keep going now, you have the chance to unlock, like even remember your past life. And you know what, with this ability, you know what they say, the nervous, our body remembers everything. And from this reading, I can tell that you guys have went through a lot. And with a deep and cellular healing, it's really important for you guys to do a deep healing every now and then. Make sure not to get lost in that state of constant suffering. Again, we have perception right here. How do you look at it? Yeah, you guys are not afraid to go beyond your comfort zone. You guys are tough. You have a tough outer shell. You guys are one tough cookie. That's, how they say that, Yeah, you guys are that. You're not afraid to move forward. You're not afraid to go out of your comfort zone. You always keep in mind that there is always something good waiting for you on the other side. You have brushed the thought of what if it gets bad? What if the outcome is bad? No, you have trained your mind to think that, you have programmed it within you to think that trying out new things, rebirth, and stuff like that opens more portals for you. And what waits for you on the other side is always good. Wow, you guys are really powerful manifestors. Be aware of that. Remembrance here. Also, there was a word, ancient, where was it? Magical abilities. Yeah, ancient knowledge. You guys have the potential to unlock ancient wisdom. Alright, pile number 2, that's all I can see in your reading. This was a very powerful reading. I can feel your guides coming through, your higher self coming through even. So yeah, thank you for being with me in this reading and trusting me. Thank you, and I'll see you guys in our next reading. Bye! Hello, pile 3, and welcome to your reading. So let's go ahead and take a look at what your light worker type is, starting with your tarot cards. Oh wait, but first we have to clear the energy. Clear the energy for you, pile number 3. Okay. Now let's take a look at your tarot cards, and then we will proceed to your oracle cards later on. So first we have Temperance. Then we have the Magician. Okay, you know what? Right off the bat, I do think that you guys are manifestors. But I also heard light keepers. And light keepers, I think, are the type of light workers who does their best to sustain the light within everyone, within yourself, and the planet. You know, they keep things lighthearted and they strive for a brighter, for a brighter internal world within everyone, also within themselves, the planet Earth in general, in order to raise the vibration. So other than light keepers, I do think you guys are manifestors. Pile number 3. Yes, pile number 3. But there's something blocking this potential of becoming a much more powerful manifestor. I'm almost hearing that you guys get distracted easily. You could have a Venus in Aries. You could have you may have an Aries placement, but what's coming through more is the Venus in Aries. Very passionate individuals, very creative, and very, as well as fiery, but they have a tendency to get lost and get bored of things quickly. They have a lot of interests, but at the same time they get bored of it quickly. And the thing is, what I'm hearing is that you don't keep things consistent. I feel like you are aware of your power, and I feel like you are aware that you are a light worker and what type of light worker are you, but I think you don't know that the light that you radiate is brighter than you think. You just don't see that because there is something blocking you from reaching that full potential, your highest potential. And it could be that you were very distracted, because every time with this temperance card, hold on, let me show you guys the temperance card. This deck, I don't see the temperance card to be someone who's avoiding to be temperamental. It's more like they're bored with what they're doing, with what they're seeing. They're not, they're not looking at the bigger picture. They're just jaded. And with the long road here, there's a long way to go. The sun, look at that. There's a long way to go between those mountains, the valleys. And I feel like along the way, everything just keeps distracting you. Like, oh, I want to do this, but I think I want to do that too. And then you get lost along the way. With you being a powerful manifestor, it's like you wake up this morning, and then you think, I want to do that. And I think this is going to be, and this is going to be the plan in order to achieve the goal, the objective. But then the next morning, you don't keep it consistent. You think of another thing. You think of another type of business or whatever it may be. Something new that causes you to stray away from what you want to focus on. Here's the thing, Pile 3. Here's the thing that I'm hearing. You have the ability to create a lot of things. You are a creator. You're very creative. You are very artistic. You are innovative. You are a trendsetter. That's what I'm hearing. You could be someone who's very fashionable. But I think one thing that you are lacking is consistency. And like I said, you guys have a very, very bright light. And you don't see how bright it is, You always put limit in it. It's a light that you think that it's just, that's the strongest that it could get. But no, it gets brighter than that. Just work on it, Pile 3. And with the work that you're going to put in, you are going to manifest everything, whatever you want. It's like the universe is saying, everything is already prepared for you, Pile number 3. But are you really putting in the work? Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. The universe is understanding. The universe is fair. The universe is just, is loving. But yeah, that's the message for you, Pile number 3. Okay, let's move on to your next 2 cards. We have the Princess of Torches, which is the Page of Wands. And then the Prince of Pentacles, which is the Knight of Pentacles. Now, the Knight of Pentacles, compared to the other suits, the cups, the swords, they could be perceived as someone who's not that charming, not that magnetic, not because you're not physically attractive. It's not that. It's something about the energy. It's a more stern energy. If that type of charisma is not used right, it's a more stern energy, strict. They don't know how to put things down. But here, you know what I'm seeing with you, Pile number 3? You guys are very, very specific on what you want. You know what you want. You know how to get there. But the thing is, you always put it down. You always set it down. The plans, the plan A, plan B, plan C, you always set it down before you even get to the final objective, before you even get to plan D. You're in plan A, but you're already putting it down. I once saw this quote that says, start weaving and the universe will provide. It's almost saying that you have a strong gift, but you're not putting the work. I will only provide you what you ask for. I'm only going to shower you with gifts if you put in the work that was meant for you to do. You can do everything that you want, pile number 3. But the thing is, you have to be consistent with the one that you want first, and then once you've become stable in that part, you can proceed to the next part or through the next thing that you want to do, and hone those things into their fullest potential without being inconsistent. It's great to take breaks. It's great to relax, slow down, but don't ever lose track, because that is where your power lies, in creating consistently. I'm hearing that you've come into this earth to create, to keep creating. I'm actually sensing that you guys would be known, you guys would have a big reputation if you guys keep this up, you know, they're your gifts in creating and becoming innovative, creative, artistic. See, with this one, with our magician right here, they are holding the card. I mean, the wand, or the paintbrush, rather. But it's almost like they don't know what to do with it, you know? And everything is right here. They have everything. Pile number 3, you are talented. You are a talented individual. You are very gifted. And I feel like, you know what I feel like? You know what I'm hearing? You guys were burnt out. When you were children, you knew your potential. You already know what you were made for. You already knew what you were made for when you were children. And you guys were like, you know, you kept going. You started to do what you wanted to do and what you think that you were meant to do in this planet Earth, in our planet Earth. And I feel like through that, people began to expect so much from you. And you yourself, you began to expect so much from yourself that it has led to a burnout. And with these 2 cards that are reversed, they look so young. So what this is telling me is, in order to tap into your full potential, or, you know, in order to heal this and release the blockage, it's very important to connect with your inner child. Work with your inner child, not only in creating, but also in shadow work and in identifying what were your wounds that developed as a child, when you were a child. You know, it's very important to look into that, pile number 3. Okay, now let's proceed to your oracle cards, shall we? We have allowance. Oh, actually, we're gonna start with the Starseed cards first. Starseed deck first. We have the Great Severing, Mars energy, anger, conflict, softening to love. Yeah, fiery energy. Interesting that we have anger, conflict, softening to love with temperance. Not that there. Water your garden. Nourishment, body care, tenderness, and rest. The courageous peony. Multifaceted, unique nature, let yourself be seen. Okay, let me just put this one in the middle because this is the only light colored ones. The pastel and this are very bold. Okay. Starting with the Great Severing, like I said, it's very interesting that we have these words, these keywords with temperance. I can also sense that you guys can be impatient with your work. Like, you find love when in your work. Like, you do love what you do. You do love what you create. It's like you treat them like your children. You know, they are the seeds of your labor. But the thing is, along the way, you start to become impatient because you want to get it done. And it's almost like I'm hearing you want to show it to the world. And listen, pile number 3, you have to hone it first before you show it to the world, you know? And I feel like I'm also hearing that if your work doesn't get enough recognition, you get discouraged. Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. So that is why pile number 3, it's really important to polish yourself first. Polish your works before you put it out there for everybody to see. And really, expectation is the beginning of this disappointment. You know, it's what I can say for you, pile number 3, is stop expecting so much of people, and more importantly, what is important is that your works receive validation from you yourselves. Because when you create something, that's you putting your soul. That's out for display. That's from your soul. Pile number 3. And the more you polish your soul, the more you heal. The more you focus on healing your spirit, your body, your mind. It reflects in your work. It attracts more eyes. I do understand, pile number 3, that the way you want your work to be seen is not, it could be egotistical, but in a more liberated sense. If we're looking in a more liberated sense, it's like you know that you deserve to be seen. You know that you are gifted, and these gift of creation, you know that you can provide something for the people. You can like awaken different perspectives within them. You can awaken something within them. You know how inspiring you are. That is why you know that you deserve to be seen. And the disappointment from not being seen when you show your creation to the eyes of the people is stemmed from that thought that you've been proved wrong, or they don't know your potential. They don't know that you were made for this. The courageous peony, multifaceted, unique nature, let yourself be seen. That's right, multifaceted. You guys are multi-talented. Not only that, but there's so many layers in you guys that you yourselves don't know. So for pile 3, if it doesn't resonate, don't take it personally. But for pile 3, I feel like you guys still have not yet tapped into your fullest potential yet. Even, I feel like, you guys haven't tapped into your fullest potential yet. And the way I started, I feel like you guys have the tendency to get lost a lot, because you focus in so many things. You give out your energy in so many things that you think of, you create, And with the water, your garden here, as well as the Mars energy and the fire elements in your tarot cards, I feel like it's important to water down your temper, or it's important to be patient. Let things flow. Let things flow through you. Let things flow. Don't expect too much and stuff, Nourishment, body care, tenderness, and rest. Yes. Like I said, when you work on yourself, it reflects in your works. Alright, pile number 3. Now let's head on to your activation. I think this is the activation deck. We have allowance. The frequency of allowance invites us to be open to whatever comes our way, without judgment, without opinion, without fear, and without resistance. When we allow, the universe becomes our partner in the wondrous dance of existence and expansion. We also have consciousness. The frequency of consciousness supports our ability to focus our attention on all the multidimensional aspects that show up, so that we can include them in our reality. And then lastly, we have conception. The frequency of conception invites us to bring our consciousness to our origin, the place where everything in creation begins. It helps us to remember the infinite potential and possibilities of this space, and what we can manifest through our own focused awareness and intention. So pile number 3, it's also important to be mindful of your intention when you are creating. When you are creating, do you intend this to be, you know, to be you, just purely being you and doing what you love, or like you just want to show the world how gifted you are. You know, it's very important to liberate the ego for you, pile number 3, in order to create in the way you want to create and manifest greatly. Because guys, I feel like, because pile number 3, I feel like you guys have a deep knowledge when it comes to manifesting. I feel like you guys were once powerful manifestors, but I feel like life got in the way and, you know, stuff happened. So it's really important to cleanse, all right? Release the old to make room for the new. Also, the consciousness right here, yes, it's very important to raise your consciousness, pile number 3, in order to create, in order to conceive, am I using the word right? Conceive a creation that purely came from a place of love, you know? Also, like I said, let things flow. With the allowance right here, just allow things to happen. You know, when you find people criticizing your work, let them criticize your work. That just means that there's more room to improve. And you're not hearing that because you're not good enough. You're hearing that because there is more to you. That could be the universe speaking through that person. You know, they're just using them as a bridge of contact. So keep in mind that when you're receiving judgment, not judgment, but like criticism, especially constructive criticism, it's really important to keep in mind that you're not hearing that because you're not good enough. You're hearing that because people believe, the universe believes that you can do more, that there's something more to you than meets the eye, or what you are trying, what you are producing at the moment. Yeah, be open to opinion without fear, exactly, with this one, because I feel like for pile number 3, you guys tend to get anxious of what other people may think of you, especially when it comes to your work, because that is your pride right there. That's like your children, you know, your creations. So when you hear somebody expressing their opinions about your work, don't take it personally, you know, because the important thing is what comes from you. Like I said, your works, your creations, they need validation from you. Most importantly, it's like, because it's like your soul too, you know. You've let your soul, you've let your artworks or any type of creations embody a piece of your soul. It's like your soul looking into your soul. Hence, the validation that your creation needs most is from you. Okay, pile number 3. So that's all I'm seeing for you, pile number 3. I'm sending you good lucks through your journey, and I'll see you guys in our next reading. Take care. Bye.